Okay. Hi everyone and welcome to this new Embodiment Café. This is the number 10 and today is the 25th of July 2022. Welcome here. And if you are on holiday, happy holiday. If you are at home or working, happy working week. And if you're looking the recording, happy recording. I hope you will enjoy this Embodiment Café. So today we talk about the importance of check-ins. So what is a check-in? So we were talking also in other embodiment cafes and also in some movement practices. A check-in, especially regarding embodiment, let's say, is a moment where you ask yourself how I am, what is my situation in this moment, and what do I need. And so it's like a moment where we ask ourselves what's the situation, what we need, so where we come from, where we are in this moment, and where we would like to go, let's say. And check-ins in one's journey. So first of all, we should be aware that we are immersed in a journey. Actually, there are many journeys. And we can find a journey, like really a transformational journey in each area of our lives. So can be a journey in the work, can be a journey in relationships, in friendships, in choices, personal choices, and so on. We are always in a journey. And we can be in different journeys and in different paths and different positions in the journey, depending on where we look at in our lives. So if, for example, we are talking about movement practices and embodiment, we already saw that when we start an embodiment practice, and there will be a transformation, yeah, sooner or later, big or small, in the long run or in the short period. That is usually a journey, a transformational journey, and we need to check in with ourselves at the beginning, at the end, and also in the middle. In the middle, one or many times, depending how long is the journey. So for example, let's make some examples. We are starting our movement practice today. And today we are making a practice of, let's say, listening to the sensations that are arising in our body. And we decide to start with this movement practice. Before starting, I will check in with myself and I will ask myself, for example, how I am. Maybe I'm excited, maybe I'm tired, maybe I don't know how I am, maybe. And but I will ask myself how I am and what I would like to get from this movement practice. Okay, so maybe a little bit more awareness, or maybe the possibility to give some names to things, to emotions or to sensations which are arising. And the possibility to accept also that sometimes I cannot give really names. Okay, so this is what I would like to get from today's movement practice. I will start my practice. I will do some movements, listening to the body, how it's moving, and the sensations which are arising from the body. I will give some names, maybe some other times I won't be able really to give names. At the end of the practice, which can be long 1 hour or also 5 minutes, yeah, I will ask myself again, okay, how I am. I'm feeling relaxed, or I'm feeling lots of tension, and maybe because I brought more awareness to my body. Okay, so, and this is beginning and end of check-in. And what do I want to bring from this movement practice that I did today? Oh, I would like to bring, to keep this little awareness during the day. Okay. Then I will redo the same movement practice the next day. And I will do a check-in before and a check-in at the end, for example. Or I can choose to make only a check-in before starting or a check-out only at the end of the movement practice. At the end of the week, if I decide that the practice will be 1 week long, I can ask myself, how do I feel today? And what do I want to bring out from this? And what was before? And how do I see myself for the future? And so this check-in is, let's say, a check-in at the end of the movement practice, and can be that what I need, what my body, myself need, what I need is something else from what I was starting from. So before I wanted to bring away from this movement practice, I wanted to bring, what did I say? Some awareness of the body, a little bit more connection with the body, and giving names to the sensations. And it can be that at the end of the week, I will already be able to give names and to also to listen carefully to all the sensations which are arising. So I already reached my goal, let's say, but for the next step, maybe I would like to learn to welcome them instead of judging each sensation which is arising. So as we see, the aim at the beginning is different from the aim at the end. Can happen, can also not happen, but we need to do some check-ins at the beginning, at the end, and in between, so that we are able to, let's say, readjust the path that we want to follow. So, just to recap. First of all, check-ins are important because they are giving us, let's say, another vision, another picture of where we want to go. But first of all, we have to be aware that we are in a transformational journey. Whatever area we are choosing of our life, we are anyway in a transformational journey. Can be a small journey or a big one, can be a small or a big transformation. It doesn't matter really in the sense talking about this topic, because what matters really is the awareness of knowing that we are in a transformational journey or in many transformational journeys. And the second thing to remember is to remember to do check-ins, because in this way we can readjust the path that we want to follow. Imagine if the focus that you had at the beginning, or let's say, think of when you were 15 years old and you had a certain focus, and imagine yourself at 30 years old, if you would keep the same focus that you had at 15 years old. And if you are a little bit older than 30 years old, let's say 45 years old or 50, 60, imagine if you would keep the same focus that you had at 15 years old, keep it now at your actual age. I think you would feel a little bit strange, and you would feel that there is something really not working. So that's the same thing. Life, it's a path, it's a transformational journey. You can call it as you want. I call it transformational journey because it is a journey. It's something that where we are learning and we are transforming ourselves. We have experiences, and through experiences we are shaped and we change, yeah? In the good or in the bad way, but we are changing. And there is a journey. There is really something which is shaping us, or that we decide that can shape us. And check-ins are really useful because they are letting us understand what is really important for us in the moment. So not yesterday, not 1 week ago, not 10 years ago, but now. Because we are always changing. We are not the same as yesterday, and we are not the same as 1 week ago and as 10 years ago. And so we need to readjust where we want to go, depending on the picture that we see for our future. And for example, if we are bringing this into our movement practice, in the movement practice, because we are using movement and bringing awareness to the body, the transformation can be stronger, even if we are not sometimes really completely aware, because sometimes it's a little bit subtle, but anyway, the body is working. But because there is a lot going on, we need really to check in often with ourselves to see how this is going. Often doesn't mean that has to be really each day, maybe it can be each week or each month, depending on in the area that you're looking at. Sometimes you don't need to check in each day, sometimes you need to check in just once a month or once a year, but sometimes you need to check in maybe once a day. So this is. And regarding, for example, a coaching session with embodiment tools, we have a check-in at the beginning and a check-in at the end of the coaching session. And this is helped give a little bit of focus at the beginning where we want to go, and a focus at the end, what you want to bring into the week or into the period that is dividing you from the next coaching session. Again, is to tune to what you are in the moment, so that there is more alignment to what you are in the moment, so that you can get the most out of it. And if you're doing a coaching session with embodiment tools, can be that you're not going just once, it can be that you're going at least 4 or 6 times, so that you have a good package that you can use, that you can look at and take out the tools that better are serving you. And in that case, it can be that you have a beginning and in between check-in and an end check-in, not only during the sessions, but during the period of the 4 or 6 times that you are going to your embodiment coach. So I think, let me see if I said everything. And if you have some questions, you can write it in the chat or in the comments, even if you are looking this recorded, because I will answer to them. Okay. So I think I was saying everything. That's a good comment. I don't really like to ask myself or think about how I'm feeling. Okay, Yes. Actually, I guess you're already doing it while you are doing some movement practice, because when you are feeling, you are welcoming the sensations which are arising from your body, and you give in names, or maybe you don't give names, but anyway, you get those feelings, get those sensations. You're already asking yourself how you are in that moment. So maybe you're not doing it cognitively, not consciously, but you're doing it from a movement point of view. So that's also the power of embodiment coaching, or embodiment itself, that sometimes we don't have words, and we don't have words to give names to what we feel, or maybe we don't want to bring into words what we feel or how we feel, but going through the movement, it's a tool anyway to ask ourselves how we feel and to get some answers. Yeah, and sometimes we can get strong answers, and sometimes we can get soft answers. I hope I was answering. Okay. And anyway, yeah, and the other thing, if you don't like to ask yourself how you are, maybe you can try to make a movement, randomly movement in your body, whatever, and then to listen what it was about. Or if you are walking in the street, asking yourself, what's happening here? What is this sensation arising? And give a name. Or only listen to it. Even if you don't want to give a name so quickly, you can just listen to it and bringing a little bit of awareness to it. As I say, drops of awareness, always drops, one after the other one. Okay, so I think for today it's all. I thank you all for being here with me, live or recorded. It was a pleasure for me. And we see us the next week, the next Monday at 1:15 p.m. and tomorrow at 8:30 with the movement practice routine, with a new movement practice routine. See you tomorrow or the next week. Bye-bye.